Hi everyone, this is Kamau. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already done so, I would love for you to subscribe. Today, I'm going to look at 3 of my favorite mantras. Now, these are things that I keep repeating to myself throughout the day, and sometimes I will be going through something or I will need to reassure myself, and this mantra, one of the 3, not that they're the only, but these constantly, they'll just pop into my head, and I will actually post on social media. I'll just write that mantra, and I guess not everyone would fully understand, why is she writing this, what does this mean? And the thing is that it could mean something slightly different each time. It depends on what I'm going through and what I need to reassure myself of. So the 3 mantras, the first one is, if you are where it's at, stay right there. If you are where it's at, stay right there. Second one, you will sleep, mark death. Now, those who don't know what that means, a Jamaican saying. If you don't know what it means, stick around and I'm going to tell you what it means. And the third one is, whatever is for us is for us. No, it's a typical saying, but I'm emphasizing it as it is done in a song by my favorite singer, Joan Armatrading. Whatever's for us is for us. Now I'm gonna go through each one and tell you what it means to me. Maybe when I post it, or if it's one of your mantras, because I don't own these mantras. Maybe it means something different to you, and you can tell me in the comments what does it mean to you and what's your mantra. What are the things that you hold fast to and you keep repeating whenever you need that extra boost, to push you, and whenever you need that reassurance that only you can give to yourself sometimes. What are your mantras? Share them with me in the comments. So let's look at the first one. If you are where it's at, stay right there. And this can actually be taken literally as you can. If you are where it's at, if you are where it's happening, if you are where you're supposed to be, if you are in the right place, stay there. Don't let anybody move you from there. Don't let anybody convince you that you should be where they are if that's not the place for you. Stay in your place. So that's the actual literal meaning, right? And you might shift and something fall on your head. So stay in your place. Now, it also means a number of other things, and I'll go down the list. So don't chase after friends. Don't chase after mates. Don't chase after situations. Just be your authentic self. Stay on that frequency, right? You be you and stay on your path. And you will attract what you seek. You will attract what you seek, and you will attract the people who are seeking you. With effort, but not with strain. There's a difference between effort and strain. You should not be straining any. Don't strain any relationship. Don't strain any friendship. Don't strain any love affair. If you find yourself having to pull too hard, push too hard, you might just need to back away. Maybe it's just not your thing, right? You stay and let them find you, or you keep moving and you will find what you should find. Just keep believing in yourself and in your path. I always say, what is to stay will stay. What is to leave will drift away. It will just drift. Now, sometimes you're in whatever relationship it is, friendship or intimate relationship, even family relationships, and you just find people just drifting from you. You haven't done them anything, at least not that you're aware of, and they're just drifting. sometimes you just have to let them drift. In the relationship sense, the intimate sense, we call it ghosting. You're there going on fine, and then the person just slowly ghosting. They stop doing certain things, they stop reaching out, and after a while there's just this distance, this space, and you're wondering, what did I do? Maybe their time expired. Maybe they were just to be in your life for that time, and it ran its course, the time expired. Let them drift. Just allow them to drift. Because when you hold on to them, again, there's that strain, there's that tension, and nobody's going to be happy in that tension, neither you nor the other person. So let them drift. Don't try to argue and bludgeon and coerce. If it has to do with your lifestyle, your religion, your political ideology, how you dress, allow others to do the same. Allow them to choose their political ideology, their religion, their dress, their food. I remember when I was much younger, I used to go around handing out pamphlets and trying to be in discussions and arguments, trying to get persons to see things my way. Because to me, it was so intuitive. It's like, I'm saying, how can you not see? How can you not agree? It is so obvious to me. But then you realize that no, your truth is your truth. It might not be theirs. This might be right for you, it's not necessarily right for them. So you just have to allow them to do their thing, and you do your thing, right? And if you are where it's at, stay there. So if your children even start straying from the path that you have outlined for them, you raise them a certain way, and if you think it's the best way for you, then naturally you would think, well, it's the best way for them, but it might not be so. They might choose a totally different path from the path that you have chosen, right? Now, I raise my children to meditate, to eat the vegetarian lifestyle, to do the things that I do. But when they get to a certain point, I allow them. If they don't feel like the meditation is their thing, I don't force it on them. They do it if they want. I will talk with them and explain to them why I think it's the right way, because I'm their mother, so I'm there to guide them. But ultimately, they will have to choose. They will have to choose. And if you feel like you are the best, right? If you feel like you are the best for this person or for this job or for this situation, and still the person rejects you, it might not mean that you're not the best. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're not the best. You're just not the best for them. Or it could mean that they don't want the best. Not everybody wants the best. I'm not saying this to be condescending, but don't assume that everybody wants the best. Some persons are very content with mediocre. And I'm not saying this to be condescending, but it is a fact of life. If you are the best, they will realize that you are the best and they will come back. If they don't come back, they either don't want the best because you are not the best for them, or they don't want the best because they are satisfied with less. Some people are satisfied with less. There have been times when I've been in relationship, and one particular relationship, and I'll be saying, how is it that this person can't see my quality, what I bring to the table? How it is so obvious to me and to others. But I just had to realize that, listen, maybe this is not what that person wanted. Maybe that's not the best for them. So I just have to continue being the best for me, and then who is on that vibration, who is on that frequency, will ultimately find their way to me. right? So that's the first mantra. If you are where it's at, stay right there. And this is something that I post almost every week. I have a reason to post, just post that mantra. My friends should know it by heart. So the second one, you sleep, mark death. It's a Jamaican saying, right? I don't know if it's used elsewhere, but I know it as a Jamaican saying. You sleep, mark death. The thing is, you look at the little things that people do to gauge how they're going to react to the big things, right? So people will show you who they are, and look at the first impressions. What was the first impression you got when you saw that person? When you heard that person speak for the first time? When you saw them in a situation for the first time? How did they react? Tune into that first impression, because your intuition, you should give it more credit than you do, right? How did they react? Sometimes somebody will literally say to you, I'm a jerk. They will say, I'm a jerk. And you would say, no, you're not. You're not a jerk. Or the person will say, I'm no good. I've done this and this and this. I'm no good. And you're saying, no, you're not. You are great. You're an awesome person. Or they will literally say to you, boy, I like you, but I don't love you. I'm not in love with you. And you're saying, of course you are. How could you not be? Of course you love me. Don't be silly. You've said that, right? Somebody will look at you and say, boy, I'm just here for the physical. I don't love you. And you will try to convince them. Of course you love me. How can you not love me? Look at me. How can you not love me? But then later you realize, hey, this person was being honest. And you were the one who were trying to see what's not there, right? So don't make assumptions. Don't put words in people's mouths. Don't finish their sentences with what you want them to say. Be very careful about that. When someone come and tell you something negative about themselves, check it. I know you want to see the good in persons, and you want to try to let them see that they can be better. But don't be the one to be fixing everybody and then you get damaged in the process. I know women, especially, we take on the healer mentality and the fixer. We feel like we should take on this project and fix him up. There's nothing wrong with trying to fix someone, but be very careful not to break yourself in the process. No, so you don't commit to their potential or what you think they should want to be or what you think they can be. There's nothing wrong with helping someone to grow, But if they are insisting that this is the level I'm at and I'm not budging, you need to let go, right? You sleep and mark death. What they're doing now, they more than likely will continue doing it, especially if you don't see where they're committed to their growth. What they did at the beginning of the relationship, more than likely that's what they're going to continue to do. All right, so also you watch how persons treat those who are less than them, in a sense, maybe socially of a lesser status or financially. Watch how they treat children, watch how they treat the elderly, watch how they treat animals, watch how they treat the janitor. Even if they treat you like a queen or like a king, if they're treating other persons badly, then you need to check that, because it says that maybe they're opportunists and you have something they want and that's the reason they're treating you. But watch how they treat others and look at certain situations that bring out the worst in people. For example, if they're a little tipsy and if they're drunk, if they're upset, if they're just joking, you know, those little times when they're just joking and they will say things, listen carefully to what they're saying. Listen how they gossip. You know, if they're gossiping about other persons, if they're slandering other persons, just use these little things to gauge what kind of person they are and what they're likely to do in the future before you commit to anything. Now, the last mantra, whatever's for us is for us. If you don't know that song by Joan Armatrading, I suggest that you go and have a listen. Whatever's for us is for us. Now, you can't force someone to love you. You can't force them to care. You can't force them to be faithful. If they are committed to you, nobody can make them not be committed, right? Nobody can take them from you. So it all depends on them. You can't force it. And only bitterness is going to come if you try to force someone to stay if they don't want to stay. Force them to be in a place where they don't want to be. They'll be bitter and it's going to reflect on you. You are going to be bitter. No one wants to feel trapped. Right? Whatever's for us is for us. Work towards what you want. Don't envy anyone for what they have. You don't know how they got it. Whether it was by legal means, illegal means. You don't know how they got it. So whatever you want, work for it, put in the effort, and be contented with what you have. If you want more, then you work for more. You know, and just earn it. Earn what you want. Work for it. Whatever's for us is for us. So I leave you with these 3 mantras. If you are where it's at, stay put. Stay right there. Right? Use sleep, mark death. Whatever's for us is for us. Please subscribe and I'll see you again soon.